eyes, the quiet has a story. It begins with you. I painted over every wall, still your memory shines through. Like watercolor in the sunlight, nothing hides the truth. The empty chair beside the window faces every setting sun, as if it's still expecting the day you'll finally come. I've stopped asking where you are. Some answers never land. Instead, I leave my heart unlocked in case you understand. Your silence had a color. It would be the blue you left behind, soft enough to hold my tears, bright enough to cross my mind. Never stopped loving you. I just learned to love you quietly. Every broken piece of us still catches little rays of light. Maybe love doesn't disappear, it simply changes how it shines. The autumn leaves keep falling down without a fear of where they'll land. Maybe hearts are just like seasons, learning how to change again. I hear your name inside the wind, not as pain, but as a prayer, a gesture, a reminder that you lived, and that I was once there. inside me. If I could fold the night, I'd write your name across the moon. I keep a box beneath my bed, filled with letters never sent. Every page still smells like spring, and words I never spent. The ceiling catches silver light as midnight slips inside. I trace the cracks above my head like roads we couldn't find outside. The world is fast asleep while my thoughts quietly roam, looking for the version of us that still feels like home. I don't ask the stars for answers or wish upon their glow. Some things become more beautiful the moment we let go. You're my paper moon, beautiful and out of reach, floating through the darkest sky, just beyond my fingertips. I still whisper your name when no one can hear but my heart. Though the distance keeps on growing, love refuses to disappear. It folds itself into the light and stays with me right The old cafe has changed its sign. The flowers bloom in different shades, but every quiet corner still remembers yesterday. I wear your kindness like a coat on mornings cold with doubt. It keeps me warm enough to know what love was all about. If every dream could find a voice, it would sing your melody, not to bring the past alive, but to set my spirit free. Some hearts are meant to cross like stars. still remembers. The night is slow, the world falls quiet, but my heart is still awake. I found your shadow in the hallway, where the evening meets the floor. Every fading beam of sunlight looks for you behind the door. The little things you left behind have learned to speak without a sound. A sweater, a note, a broken frame still pull my heart back around. you'll always be the last place love leaves. Summer never said goodbye. It simply left a little warmth inside my hands. The porch still creaks beneath my feet, like it remembers every night. We counted stars instead of hours, until the morning light. A faded Polaroid in my book still catches me by surprise. Your smile is frozen in the frame, but living in my eyes. The wind has learned a different tune, one I almost recognize, a melody we never finished, still drifting through the pines. Some memories don't ask to stay, they quietly become the air. I breathe them in, we call a sound, and find you everywhere. You were the last song of summer, still playing when the leaves turned gold. The warmth I carry through the winter, when the nights grow cold. Some people become the season and never really leave. Even when the years keep moving, even when the colors fade, your love keeps blooming in the places time could never take. If another August finds me watching sunsets by the sea, I'll smile into the evening sky, knowing what you gave to me, not forever in my head. keep changing. The years will softly fly, but somewhere in the quiet, your song will always be mine. There's a suitcase by the doorway, covered in a coat of dust, filled with little dreams we packed before we lost our luck. The mirror knows a different face, gentler than the one before. She learned that broken hearts can still open every door. I used to fear the quiet nights, now I let them speak. Every tear became a river flowing into peace. This is the sound of letting go, not forgetting, only growing slow, holding every memory without losing me. I finally stopped chasing yesterday and found myself today. Love may leave an empty chair, but it also leaves us stronger there, with hands that learn to hold the light after the darkest return before the dawn. They never ask where winter's gone. They simply trust another spring will always find the earth. I fold your letters one by one, not to hide them from my heart, but to thank them for reminding me how beautiful we were. If our story had to end, I'm glad it still was written. Some people teach us how to love, some teach us how to heal, and maybe that's the quiet truth hidden inside goodbye. Love doesn't end when someone leaves, it changes how we shine. This is the sound of letting go, like the tide that always knows when to reach the waiting shore and when to drift once more. I finally stopped chasing yesterday and found myself of us without the weight of fear, because the love that once broke me is now the reason I'm still here. The night grows quiet, my heart grows lighter, And somewhere beyond the sunrise, I hear the beautiful sound of letting go. Maybe we weren't meant to last forever, only long enough to change each other forever. The rain has washed the city clean, but not the pictures in my mind. Every street still knows the way to where we used to hide. I found an old train ticket folded in my favorite coat. Funny how a tiny piece of paper can carry so much hope. Some doors don't slam shut, they slowly drift apart, leaving just enough space for memories to breathe. Maybe we learned the wrong goodbye, holding on instead of flying. We kept our love inside our hands when it belonged beneath the sky. You didn't break my heart, you changed its language. Now every tear becomes a verse, every scar becomes a song, and somehow every ending teaches love to carry on. The mirror shows a quieter girl with softer eyes than yesterday. She doesn't chase the past anymore, she simply lets it stay. There's beauty in unfinished stories and promises the wind still keeps. Not every dream is meant to end, sometimes it falls asleep. If our names are written somewhere beyond the reach of time, perhaps another version of us is still laughing in the light. Until that day but by how deeply it grew. And night will close its eyes, morning will open mine, and somewhere between the two, a part of us will always remain. Some stories don't end with a goodbye. They fade like the last light before the stars appear. There's a teacup on the windowsill, cooling with the evening air. I still make enough for two, then smile when no one's there. The house has learned a softer sound. Every floorboard whispers low, holding little echoes only lonely hearts would know. Time has gentle hands now. It doesn't pull or fight. It simply folds our memories into every passing night. We were beautiful in the quiet before the world became too loud. When every look could tell a story without a single sound. I still hear your heartbeat in the spaces between my own. If love is more than holding on, then maybe we were never gone. We're written in the silence where forever carries on. I found a pressed white flower inside your favorite book, a tiny piece of yesterday that time forgot to take. Now I wear my heart more gently, like an old and precious thread. Not afraid of breaking anymore, just grateful where it led. Maybe every soul we love leaves a light beneath our skin, a quiet constellation no darkness can dim. If I could speak across the stars, I'd send one simple truth. Thank you for every ordinary day that became extraordinary with you. We were beautiful in the quiet, where every moment softly glowed. Though life carried us like rivers, love became the shore. I still hear your heartbeat in the spaces between my own. When the final evening finds me and the sky turns silver blue, I'll close my eyes without regret, because once I was loved by you. The night grows still, the stars awaken, and And somewhere beyond the silence, our song is still playing. Maybe every night is only teaching us how to recognize the dawn. I watch the winter leave the trees without a single word goodbye. The branches never begged the wind, they simply reached for light. I used to count the empty days by every tear I couldn't hide. Now I count the little moments when I remember how to smile. Time already knows some endings aren't the end of love. They're where forgiveness grows. When the light returns to me, I wear every scar like poetry. Every broken dream I knew built a stronger truth. Your name no longer feels like fire. It feels like an old favorite song, one I softly sing with gratitude before I move along. The mirror shows a different face, still gentle but a little brave. Someone who survived the silence and found a voice to stay. Without regret, two hearts that loved with everything and gave the best they had. I'll thank the stars for every chapter, even those that made me cry, because love that changes who we are never truly dies. When the light returns to me, I'll welcome it with open dreams. Every sunrise will remind me hope is never out of reach. You were not the end of me, you were the beginning of who I'd become. And though your hand is not in mine, your kindness still lives in my life. Some love remains not as a wound, but as the reason we keep shining. The dawn arrives so quietly, almost like a whispered prayer. And for the first time in a long time, I don't wait for yesterday.